Currently, I live in Uganda. It is classified as a poor country, and I see the challenges that a country like this has. In order for it to be rich, it takes a lot of work, a lot of investment, a lot of skill, and then you can't have the brain drain. You also need to have very good entrepreneurs that will be able to connect certain things in the economy to make stuff happen. First, an entrepreneur would connect land to capital, which is money and skills, and then create that to produce great products, which brings in money, and that would be a feedback loop to creating tax dollars for the government, spending and upgrades of infrastructure, and then hopefully that will encourage the talent not to leave, but to stay in the local area. The same concept can be applied to cities or states. In the case of cities like Dolton, Illinois, this is something that needs to be addressed. Dolton, Illinois used to be a big-time manufacturing city in the 60s and 70s, but it lost its manufacturing cities and many of the plants closed down, which means a lot of its workers and talented skilled people most likely left the area. And then that means the city doesn't get its tax revenue that it would have in order to invest into local infrastructure, which Dolton has a problem with. So how do you incentivize that? If you're the mayor, what would you want to do? You would want to increase entrepreneurship and business investment. By doing so, you can create and incentivize owners to create more wealth in Dolton, which would create more tax revenue, which would keep more talented people inside the city versus going to Chicago or other cities looking for opportunities. This is what Tiffany Henyard should be focused on. She's a mayor of a poor village, a poor town, with the average resident earning less than $25,000 a year. With that sort of income, it's going to be very difficult to increase tax revenue. So in order for her to increase tax revenue, she needs to make it very easy for businesses to get started in the city of Dolton. But Tiffany Henyard has done quite the opposite. Her former chief of staff, who resigned, exposed how bad Tiffany is when getting business development. Also going to expose this other thing. Play the clip.
Let me get to talking about how she was extorting certain businesses. Oh, I know it all. So, one business owner, is it okay to say the name? Business owner, is it okay to say the name? Okay, so Rucker Holden was bringing a cigar lounge to Dolton. Okay, so just so happened, Kiana works for him in his other businesses. But because she don't like Kiana, Trustee Belcher, she's not gonna give Rucker what he want. In fact, she told him, if you don't get your in order, I'm not giving you what you want. Yeah, so get this. He came into the office one day. This is how I found all this out. He came into the office one day. They said DeAndre Rucker. I'm like, I know DeAndre. Hold on. What's up? He told me, he said, I'm trying to get my business together, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I just heard your building was not compliant. That's what I was told. He said, that's not true. He had it investigated. He had it, inspected. Everybody, it's been inspected 5-6 times. He was in compliance. She just didn't like him. Now get this. That same day, there's an ordinance to have his cigar lounge open. Now, let me tell you something if you've never been to Rucker Cigar Lounge, it's sexy. Grown and sexy. Riff Raff can't even afford the cigars, yet alone anything else in there, so you're not going to get them there. It's sexy. Real nice for grown-ups. It's just nice. Good music, all that. So I'm like, this would be a plus for Dolton. Well, he come with one ordinance. Kiana come with another ordinance. I went and pulled another ordinance. It's 3 ordinances. These are false ordinances. Somebody got some falsified fraudulent documents, right? The clerk's office only had 1. But it came 3 different ordinances. So I'm like, okay, this look a little sus. All right. Let me look into it over the weekend. I had a meeting set up with them the next week. I got called in by the administrator, said it's a conflict of interest. I have to remove myself because I know him. Okay, see what we doing here? That's why I asked you when I saw you there. I'm like, hey, whatever happened with that? Because I wasn't allowed to speak on it, or to him for that matter. This is not just the business, huh?
So just to respond to that, all of our meetings was on Zoom at the time. So even if you went back to the meeting to see the ordinance that we discussed it, the committee of the whole, when it was discussed, and when it was voted on, and I abstained because I was an employee at the time.
See, that part. So she stayed in compliance. We didn't as the administration. Now, let me tell y'all something. Have y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because, you know, she has never, since she's been the mayor, responded herself to an email. Ever. She didn't even have access because she said she don't like responding to emails.
Now, did you hear about what Tiffany Henyard called Kiana Belcher? She told the man this.
She don't like Kiana, Trustee Belcher. She's not going to give Rucker what he want. In fact, she told him, if you don't get your bitch in order, I'm not giving you what you want.
That's right. You heard the B word. I didn't even want to bleep it out this time. So the reality is, because Tiffany Henyard doesn't like certain people, she doesn't want to renew their business licenses or even give them one. For the fact that, well, you have dinner with people I don't like, or you know somebody I don't like, or Kiana Belcher works for you, I'm not going to give you a business license. So what does that do for the residents? It creates less opportunities and jobs. Now remember, this even happened with an Indian guy. She shut down his bar for apparently no reason. Let's check the clip out.
Police officers raided and shut down Pablo's Bar and Cafe and Rinky's Bar and Cafe, both located on Sibley, about a block apart.
Everything going peacefully. Nothing going on. It's like 10 police cars came in and they start pushing customers from here. And he said, if you don't leave, we're going to lock you up.
Employees and owners say it's part of an ongoing campaign of harassment by Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard that is costing jobs and money. Their business licenses have been stripped by Dalton, but they've continued to operate with a state license.
I have like over 23 employees. They work from the local township. Now, end of the day, all the employees, they're gonna lose their job.
It's ridiculous. We all have mouths to feed. We all have kids. They're not giving us no explanation.
On Monday, we visited both Rinky's and Pablo's to ask about allegations their licenses were being held up for political reasons.
But why is she so mad with Kiana Belcher? I believe I know why. Because Kiana Belcher exposed her for this.
But at the end of the day, nobody comes here to argue with you. Nobody at all. There are bills that we have the right to take off. We have the right to make decisions about. You say that you're running it at the end of the day, because this is going to be the narrative. When we go broke, you're going to say, I wasn't even on the bank account. The trustees did it. When at the end of the day, you're making decisions and spending money and then get mad when we don't approve it because it's not financially sound. I sat here and looked at a lease that y'all spent $149,000 for one of them trucks. You make absolute, that's like when you 19 years old and you go get a car and the interest rate 27%. That makes absolutely no sense. You're not making great finance, excuse me?
Please state facts.
But let me tell you, here it is, dated December 27, 2022, the cash price of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, $93,216.71. Interest and APR, $55,929.49. Total lease price, $149,146.20. Tell me if it's not facts, because your signature is all on it.
I don't see that.
Okay, but you want me to pass?
I don't.
All right.
I'll
but
get my statement in a few minutes.
At the end of the day, it's not about going back and forth with you. It's about making financial decisions that is in the benefit of everybody and just not one person. And you can't seem to understand that. Have a great day.
That's right. Kiana Belcher was the one that exposed the fact that Tiffany Henyard spent $150,000 on a Chevy Tahoe on a lease and signed on it. Now, we had to blur the signature because of YouTube's rules, but yes, she exposed that. And what did Tiffany Henyard do? Well, she wanted to go to war with Kiana Belcher. She basically took her picture off of City Hall and did all kind of things, trying to retaliate the best way that she knows how. But what she's done is hurt the city of Dolton by stopping the development of business investment in Dolton simply because you don't like a person because they're friends with somebody that you don't like is stupid. This is the worst kind of person that can be in leadership. And this is the same things that people do when they're leaders of corrupt governments. You see, the one thing about being a mayor or a leader or a president of a country or a nation, if you don't incentivize business owners to want to come and innovate a sector, they won't. All they will do is take their efforts and skill to a new city in a new market that will let them do just that. But this is what Tiffany Henyard is always talking about. She's there for the people. She loves the people. Everybody's hating on her, but really she's slowing down development of the actual city, a city that needs development, a city that needs innovation, a city that needs small businesses. Most towns are built off small businesses. Damn it, the United States is like 55% small businesses. That's what contributes to the economy. So she's basically saying, look, you can't get no small business here, fool. I don't even like you. Go tell your chick or the B word to go check herself. Then maybe I'll give you a license even though the person has nothing to do with her relationship with Kiana Belcher. You see how petty that is? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shadu Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.